So we're starting to get to the place in this build where woodworkers are likely to become more interested. Up until now, the workbench is the type that could be found in any shop. But the build covered in this video is more suited to the fine woodworker who loves hand tools. I have a modest collection of carving and bench chisels that were previously residing in a drawer, and I've made the full conversion of trying to get the most used tools in the shop out into the open. For those who haven't been following along, I'm converting a one-car garage, or one side of the three-car garage, into a dedicated space for carving, wood carving, and leather work. The other two-car garage is the main work area, which you'll see a little later. I'm trying to make this side of the shop a little more glitzed up than the other side. This is where I'm going to come and sit and escape the fast-paced culture and forget the notions of cost effectiveness and economical. This place will be for indulgence in the slow, the steady, the extravagant, and the mindful. A place for everything and everything in its place. It was either Mary Poppins, Ben Franklin, or Metallica that said this. There's not much more inspiring than a tightly organized hand tool workspace. I've never met a serious woodworker who has not fallen asleep at least once thinking of the Studley tool chest. If you've never seen the Studley tool chest, please leave this video now and Google it. Your life will be more rich because you did. This is the craftsman's version of taking a bath in champagne. Well, my space will be nothing close to that, but it will have plenty of nooks and crannies for hand tools. Eventually, no fine tool will be in a drawer or sitting on the workbench rolling around. So here I'm making a series of cubbies for miscellaneous tools that don't fit on the holder. My idea here was to make a wooden version of a tool roll. In retrospect, I should have used a wider spacer because I've limited myself to a 3/4 inch item. However, if I would have made it much wider, it would have offended my symmetry compulsion. It works okay, but I'd suggest using a 1 or 1.5 inch spacer if you're going to do this yourself. Now to the actual chisel holding part of the build. I took a couple of my more frequently used chisels and came up with spacing that kept them from knocking into each other. I really don't know why I haven't done this before. It was very simple to batch out a series of holders. Usually when I find something I like, I put it all over the shop, so I suspect that I'll be making a lot more of these holders for hammers, files, and the like. If you didn't see the past builds where I discussed what wood I'm using, this is Ipe, an outdoor wood commonly used for decks and outdoor furniture. It's basically a darker version of teak that finishes to look a bit like walnut or wenge. The reason that I'm using this is because, well, it was free. No other reason. The right side of this wall will be used for carving and bench chisels. I believe that it holds about 80 chisels. I only have about 20, so I have some catching up to do. I guess back to eBay. The left side, which will be in a later video, will hold leatherworking tools, knives, bevelers, edgers, and punches. In case you're curious, the benchtop will have a carver's vise, a dedicated vise to leather stitching, which will be basically a modified stitching pony, and it will also hold a riveter and an arbor press. One design element that's not optimal is the chisels hang a little too close to the little cubbies that I made, the wooden tool roll at the bottom, right below it. But, I guess I'll just put small stuff in there. And here's the finished version of the right side. In a minute here, you're going to see the rack full of tools. Well, 25% full of tools.